Welcome to Mamahood After Trauma, where we stop pretending and heal out loud. I'm Emily Cleghorn, trauma survivor, cycle breaker, and mama rebuilding from the inside out. If you're ready to break cycles, trust yourself again, and rise without shame, you're in the right place. Let's go. Before we dive in, mama, if you're a mama healing from trauma and trying to parent differently, but you're not sure what support or next step is right for you, I totally understand. And that's why I've created something to help. Take my free Find Your Next Step to Calm and Healing quiz to discover where you are in your healing journey and what your next best step looks like. You'll find the link in the show notes below. Hey, mama, welcome to the Mamahood After Trauma podcast. I'm your host, Emily Cleghorn, trauma recovery coach, author of Breaking Free and Rising from the Ashes, and the founder of Mamahood After Trauma. This month on the podcast, over the next couple of episodes, we're talking about something that so many moms are quietly carrying, but rarely are saying out loud. What does it actually look like to parent while you're still healing? Not after you've figured everything out, not once you're fully regulated all the time, not once you've healed enough, quote unquote, but right now in the messy middle. And today we're starting with what I believe is one of the hardest parts of the journey: parenting through triggers. Not because you don't love your kids, not because you're failing, but because your nervous system is reacting to your present through the lens of your past. And motherhood is one ginormous trigger exposure program. Tiny humans constantly need things from you. They push boundaries. They yell. They scream. They fight sleep. They ignore instructions. And they melt down in public. And suddenly, your body reacts before your brain can catch up. Your chest tightens. Your jaw clenches. Your voice gets sharp. And your patience, well, it disappears. And then afterwards, the guilt hits like a truck going down the highway at 100 kilometers an hour. What is wrong with me? Why can't I just stay calm? Why am I reacting like this? If you've ever asked yourself those questions, this episode is for you. So here's what many trauma surviving mamas don't realize. Your trigger is rarely what's happening right now, in the present moment. Yeah, your child may be screaming or throwing a fit, but your body may be interpreting that scream as chaos or danger or loss of control or an emotional threat. Because somewhere in your history, chaos wasn't safe. Maybe yelling meant someone was about to explode. Maybe emotional intensity meant abandonment. Maybe conflict meant punishment, criticism, or unpredictability. So when your child does something developmentally normal, your nervous system reacts as if it's an emergency. And that's the hard part. Not just the trigger itself, but the confusion of knowing logically my child is just being a child, while feeling physiologically I am under attack. That internal mismatch is incredibly exhausting, and it can create shame because trauma surviving mamas often judge themselves based on their nervous system responses. But here's what I want you to hear today. A triggered response is information, not identity. I'm going to say that again because I feel like it's really, really important. And I want you, if you can, to stop for a second and let it sink in. A triggered response is information, not identity. It is not proof you're a bad mom. It's evidence that your body learned survival patterns. And those patterns can be rewired. But first, you have to stop treating every trigger as if it's a moral failure. A trigger is a signal. It's your nervous system saying, this feels familiar. I perceive threat. I need support. And that changes everything. Instead of asking, why am I like this? Try asking one of these questions instead. What did this moment activate in me? What story is my body telling? What feels unsafe right now? This shifts you from self-attack into self-awareness. And awareness is where healing begins. Not perfection, not never being triggered again. Let's be real, we're human. Just awareness. The moment you can say, okay, I'm activated, you are already interrupting the pattern. And that pause matters. Even if you still yell, even if you still need a repair conversation, healing isn't measured by perfection. It's measured by increased awareness, repair, and recovery. If this episode resonated with you and you're realizing how much your nervous system is impacting your mamahood, I would love to invite you to join us inside the Rising Room. The Rising Room is my healing community for trauma surviving mamas who are learning how to regulate, heal triggers, and break generational cycles. Inside, we focus on nervous system healing, trigger awareness, emotional regulation, and practical tools for real motherhood. You don't have to do this alone. You can join us through the link in the show notes. And until next time, remember, awareness is where healing begins. Mend the past so you can mama in peace. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Be sure to follow the podcast so new episodes land right in your feed each week. And if you're wondering what your next step toward calmer, more confident motherhood looks like, take my free Find Your Next Step to Calm and Confidence quiz found in the show notes below. Until next time, mama, mend the past so you can mama in peace.